Hey, what's up? It's Frankie here, and I want to give you guys an awesome little strategy that's so mind-numbingly simple for selling local Facebook ads to local business owners and getting yourself out of the trap that everybody else is in where those things feel really, really hard. So let's get to it. All right, so if you are selling the Facebook ads, by the way, I'm visiting the Oma and the Opa in the German town of Steinalben, which is a little village of 500 people my girlfriend is from. My lady, my baby mama. And a lot of times what happens is when we sell Facebook ads, we don't realize that we're not selling it in a vacuum. And what I mean by that is chances are if you're offering Facebook ads to a business owner, you are not the first person who showed up on their doorstep saying, hey, we can do Facebook ads for you. Hallo Oma. Die Oma ist in meinem Video. So to make this thing a whole lot easier, what I want you to think about is how can you package your thing as a system? And what you'll find is the minute you actually have something that most people desire, it makes your life a whole lot easier. It's the difference between an undesirable offer is like being Shrek, where you gotta like find the perfect girl and just hope. And a sexy offer is like being James Bond in his probably 1970 peak when he was Sean Connery and he had the Bond babe and the cool car and everybody wanted to be him, right? It's like, it's an easy sale. That's the difference between a shitty offer and a good one. And I'll give you an example. So one of the things that we're doing for lawyers right now is running a campaign for generating motorcycle cases. Now, if you don't know anything about the niche, there's a hidden concept in there that I call the $100 bill and the nickel. And most agencies are bringing people nickel clients. A nickel is like in the lawyer space or the personal injury space. A nickel is like if you bring somebody a traffic ticket case for a lawyer, he might make $100. So that means even if I brought him 1,000 cases, which is a lot, he would make $100,000. A motorcycle case can be worth anywhere from like 25 to 100,000 typically. So that means if I bring him one $100 bill, he's just as happy as if I brought him 1,000 people. And so there's an 80-20 lesson in there, which is you want to be the one bringing him $100 bills, not being the one bringing him nickels, if you want your life to be easy. And one of the things that we've done, and I suggest you do the same if you want your life to be easier, is figure out a system where we can bring them the $100 bills. So motorcycle cases in these cases. Now, obviously, the main part of this is driven by Facebook ads. So if you unearth the whole system, the driving force are the Facebook ads. We also have a little bit of retargeting and some email follow-up, and that's part of what makes the system a little bit different. But man, I'll tell you, it's a night and day difference between showing up to a personal injury lawyer. Hey, alles good, danke Oma. There's a night and day difference between showing up and saying, hey, I got Facebook ads and I'm the 100th person that week to say that, and I'm going to run some Facebook ads to bring you some nickels, versus, hey, we're the only people that can bring you $100 bills. We happen to use Facebook ads for that. If you'd like a little demo of our system, I'd be happy to show it to you. But if you're interested in getting $100 bills for your business, we should talk. And what you'll find when you do that is you need far, far less volume to sell your local services. If you want to reach out by email, you'll find suddenly they're interested. If you go in a group and put a little hand raiser and says, hey, who wants some of this kind of $100 bill? You'll find they respond. The biggest reason why most people have a hard time selling local services is because they have what I call a Me Too offer. It sounds and looks and feels like everybody else. Even if what you do in the details is different, if you don't package that as differently, they've just heard it all before. And most of these business owners in every niche you're going to go into locally, they're cynical. They've been burned before. I call it the beaten wife syndrome, where, you know, they've been ripped off by probably 6 or 7 really shitty vendors already. And frankly, they're concerned you're going to be the 8th. So if you don't show up with something different and meaningful to say, you make your life a whole lot harder than it needs to be. So if you want to sell those local Facebook ads, specifically, you actually got to get out of the box that says I do Facebook ads, and you got to reinvent your own little $100 box, and what you'll find is all of a sudden people that seemed hard will suddenly start responding. So if you do that, you'll make your life a whole bunch easier, and not just from a selling it point of view, but also from a delivery point of view, right? Because if I have to bring a client 1,000 nickels, that's a lot of work. I got to optimize and test and split test. If I just got to bring them just $100 bill, my delivery life is a lot easier. In fact, I just bring them one person and they're like, wow, this was a great deal. My return on investment is 10 to 1 or 5 to 1 or whatever the number is irrelevant, but they're happy with you. You just bring them $100 bill and it's a good deal. So I see a lot of you guys struggling and assuming that the solution is to get better at sales and to get better at proposals and to send more messages and post it more places. But in actuality, if you put your offer in front of 50 people, and you can do this all at once, and nobody from your niche responds, that tells you that you need to go back to step one and say something meaningful. And if you get to 51 and nobody at all is interested, the problem is not sending more messages or more sales counter to how everyone else says it. It's actually to really just hone in your offer making skills, and you'll find your life gets a whole lot easier. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's helpful for you guys. If you're not already, subscribe, and may the force be with you.